Warning, this content is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right, next one here is from Dave L. This is the last question we have today. Dave asks, I've been doing a daily dosing of GLP-1s for steadier levels, even though they were designed for weekly injections. Is the daily dosing actually beneficial, or is weekly dosing superior, and why? Well, there's a lot of conflicting information out there about this, and I have put up some content about it, and people got very butthurt when I did. It was so bad, I made a video about why it might not be smart to do daily dosing with GLP-1s, and it got people so butthurt and upset. I had so many DMs, so many comments. I had to take it down, man. I was just like, you know what? Fuck all this. It's not worth getting people all stirred up about whatever. If you want to do your daily microdosing, just keep doing your daily microdosing. But the bottom line is the Tirzepatide and retatrutide were both, and semaglutide, all three were designed with longer half-lives to be administered once per week. I mean, that's how the drug was engineered. That's how the drug was researched. That's how it was designed. That's the information that we have from the clinical trials. We know that the data there about how it works, everything is there. And in fact, there is an argument that the daily dosing may actually make the drugs perform worse. And I have a friend, I can't name who that friend is, who works at a pharmaceutical company that does research on GLP-1s. And when I told him about the daily microdosing, he was like, they're doing what? Why the fuck would they do that? But, sometimes, bros, we figure out shit that the scientists haven't yet that seems to work a little bit better and help us with our journey. Now, here's what we know. The single weekly dose achieves a high receptor occupancy that likely makes the daily doses unnecessary. And in fact, I just my anecdote from trying it both ways. The day after you take the GLP-1, you get the strong appetite suppression, sometimes some nausea, and then that goes away as the week goes on. And it may be, in fact, that you're just continuing to beat yourself up with side effects as that goes on. Now, the way it was explained to me, and please, this is secondhand information from the person that I talked to, is that the weekly dosing may achieve better results as far as how it affects pancreatic function and insulin sensitivity. The daily dosing may be better for appetite suppression since you're keeping the appetite suppressed throughout the week. So it really depends on what you're trying to achieve there. Long story short is here's the thing. Doing the daily microdosing may not give you any additional benefit and potentially could make the drug perform worse. Potentially. All right. And so in my head, it doesn't make any sense to use it in a way that it wasn't designed to be used. It hasn't been researched that way. Wasn't designed to be used that way. The drug was designed to be administered weekly. Now, if you want to do the daily microdosing, you feel like you're getting a better response out of it, by all means, go the fuck for it. To me, you're probably just doing a bunch of extra work with very little to no extra benefit and potentially making the drug perform worse. The pharmacokinetics studies depend on the total exposure and are measured as an area under the curve, not dosing frequency. And I'm reading this from the article I wrote on my school anabolic bodybuilding members community, just so I recall this correctly. But it says the receptors it targets work best under a steady, near saturated conditions. When blood levels drop below the effective range, counter-regulatory hormones such as ghrelin and glucagon rebound, driving hunger and gastric activity back up. This constant hormonal push not only reduces the drug's impact, but also makes the side effects more noticeable as the body repeatedly switches between suppression and rebound. So basically what you're getting here is the drug is less effective and potentially has more side effects with daily dosing. Now, is that written in stone? I don't know. I've talked to Dr. Dean St. Mart about it, and he said that there's probably marginal difference between the two, and he's looked into it. And Dean's way smarter than me. I think Dean has some information up about it, so likely it's not hurting anything doing the daily dosing. And in fact, for appetite suppression, it may be better. As far as the effects for diabetic patients, someone like me, there's your bingo card for Big Paul Bingo. As talked about being diabetic, it probably makes the drug perform worse. So it would, if you're looking for getting the increased insulin production, insulin sensitivity, all that stuff that goes along with it, you might be making the drug actually perform worse. All right, folks, that's all I got for you on this one. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next episode.